This I believe. Lord Listowel is a British statesman. He was Under Secretary of State for India and Burma during the war. Later, it was he who introduced the legislation in the House of Lords for Indian and Burmese independence. He was the last British Secretary of State for India. He then became the first Minister of State for Colonial Affairs. The most recent official post of this 46-year-old peer was as Under Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture. Here now is Lord Listowel.
When I was a young man, I took to philosophy as an addict takes to dope. I chased the secret of life up and down the corridors of thought, from its dawn in ancient Greece to its high noon in Western Europe and America. I pursued it through the sacred books of the world religions, and, after years of study, it still eluded me. I paused, wondering hopelessly whence I had come, why I was here, whither I was going. Then I suddenly realized that reason cannot give a certain or final answer to these questions, because they lie beyond the boundaries of knowledge. The yardstick of truth and falsehood, which I have been trying vainly to use, can only be applied to our experience of ourselves and the world around us, and to that refinement of experience we call science. The boundaries of knowledge are drawn by experience, and any statement that goes beyond it may be an act of faith or a philosophical hypothesis, but cannot be proved or disproved when masquerading as a statement of fact. Our sum of knowledge about the infinite and eternal universe surrounding us is fragmentary and incomplete as experience itself, and the mysteries of life and consciousness and values are still wrapped in impenetrable obscurity. But this failure to find life's meaning in philosophy was, by a strange paradox, the clue I needed to find the meaning of life. I had been looking all the time in the wrong place. Instead of looking backwards at the wisdom of the sages or outwards at the world picture of science, I should have looked inwards, into myself. And here I found, lurking in the irrational background of consciousness, that inner core of feeling, that sense of values, which Pascal described so well when he said that the heart has its reasons, which reason does not understand. At about this time I became a socialist in the English sense of the word, which derives socialism from the New Testament and not from Karl Marx. I was thus one of the first 3 hereditary peers to join the British Labour Party. In later years I met Mahatma Gandhi, the greatest living embodiment in our generation of the escape from self. He was staying at a sweeper's house in New Delhi, and could be seen wielding the broom, the emblem of a depressed class which had become outcasts in Hindu society. He seemed not so much to have overcome as to have transmuted the dross of human nature into the charm and gaiety of a supremely impersonal personality. As time passes, I find more and more that the qualities I most envy in others and would most gladly emulate, because they are the surest passport to the good life, are these 2, courage and love. I mean courage of a higher order than mere physical endurance. The courage to say no to my own greedy desires, to place conscience above expediency, to be reviled by the crowd, to bear my own misfortunes and those of others without bitterness or self-pity. The courage, above all, to offer everything for nothing, for an idea, a principle, a belief. And by love, I need hardly explain, I mean something different in texture and durability from a screen romance. Love starting from personal relationships and spreading from family and friends in widening circles of diminishing intensity to neighborhood and country, to other peoples and races, until it embraces the fitful happiness and the abiding sorrow of the larger human family. But love cannot be limited to persons. As love of truth, love of nature and art, love of freedom and equality, or just love of daily work for the common good, it becomes a creative passion which raises us above our animal heritage and the substance of that inner core where our true self resides.
That was Lord Listowel, former British Cabinet Minister and expert on the British Commonwealth.